The seven trumpets of the apocalypse symbolize seven divine judgments that take place during the end of the world. These judgments, announced by angels sounding trumpets, were described by the Apostle John in the final book of the New Testament, the book of Revelation. It all begins when Jesus opens the seventh seal. This act ushers in the seven angels who are given seven trumpets. As they prepare to sound them, the events that signal the end of times begin to unfold. When the first angel sounds his trumpet, a scene of destruction unfolds across the earth. Hail and fire mixed with blood rain down from the sky. 1/3 of the earth is burned, along with 1/3 of the trees and all the green grass. The devastation is relentless, leaving an indelible mark on the planet. There are various interpretations of this first trumpet. Some believe it symbolizes the fall of powerful leaders with great authority over the earth. These figures, along with their followers, will be overthrown, leaving behind immense destruction. Much of what we know will be reduced to ashes. As the second angel prepares to sound his trumpet, a catastrophic event shakes the world to its core. The second angel sounded his trumpet, and something like a huge mountain, all ablaze, was thrown into the sea. 1/3 of the sea turned into blood. 1/3 of the living creatures in the sea died, and 1/3 of the ships were destroyed. A striking vision. A colossal object, resembling a fiery mountain, crashes into the ocean. The impact turns 1/3 of the sea into blood. Marine life faces mass extinction. Fish, corals, enormous sea creatures, 1/3 of all life in the ocean perishes. Additionally, countless ships are destroyed, throwing global commerce and transportation into utter chaos. What does this vision represent? Some interpret it as an asteroid or comet striking the sea, causing massive contamination that poisons the waters. Others theorize it could signify the use of nuclear weapons, with destruction so severe that it irreparably affects the oceans. There's also the possibility that this event points to unknown astronomical phenomena, as referenced in the sixth seal of Revelation. In those days, the sun will be darkened, and the moon will turn blood red. When the third angel sounds his trumpet, another catastrophe descends from the heavens, marking yet another divine judgment upon the earth. The third angel sounded his trumpet, and a great star, blazing like a torch, fell from the sky on 1/3 of the rivers and on the springs of water. The name of the star is Wormwood. 1/3 of the waters turned bitter, and many people died from drinking the bitter waters. This star, brilliant yet deadly, falls from the sky, engulfed in a fire that destroys rather than illuminates. Unlike the second trumpet, which impacts the oceans, this event targets rivers and freshwater springs, the very sources of life for humanity. 1/3 of these waters are contaminated, turning bitter and undrinkable. In their desperation, many perish as they attempt to quench their thirst with the poisoned waters. The name of the star, Wormwood, reflects not only the physical devastation it brings, but also the emotional anguish and despair that spreads across humanity. Some interpret this trumpet as the result of an astronomical event, such as the fall of a comet or asteroid. Others believe it could symbolize the use of nuclear weapons, whose radiation would irreversibly pollute rivers and springs that sustain life. Even today, millions face water scarcity, but this apocalyptic event will take that crisis to unimaginable levels. Nothing humanity has experienced will compare to the horrors of those final days. When the fourth angel sounded his trumpet, yet another terrifying judgment was unleashed upon the world. The fourth angel sounded his trumpet, and 1/3 of the sun, moon, and stars were struck, so that 1/3 of them turned dark. 1/3 of the day was without light, and also 1/3 of the night. This cosmic phenomenon, both unexplainable and terrifying, plunges a third of the sky into darkness, casting a deep shadow over the earth. The sun, moon, and stars, sources of light and guidance, cease to shine for a portion of the day and night. The result is an unprecedented darkness, enveloping the world in confusion and chaos. The light we rely on so heavily will vanish partially, disrupting nature and human life alike. In a world already ravaged by wars, disasters, and death, this darkness will embody despair. Humanity will be consumed by the void, as if the heavens themselves are withdrawing. This phenomenon could bring devastating physical consequences for ecosystems and crops, but it also symbolizes a loss of hope and the growing absence of divine presence in the world. With the sounding of the fifth trumpet, the earth is faced with an even more terrifying judgment. The fifth angel ushers in a star, traditionally associated with a fallen angel. This star will fall violently to earth, and with it, the gates of the abyss will be opened. When the fifth angel sounded his trumpet, I saw a star that had fallen from the sky to the earth. The star was given the key to the shaft of the abyss. When he opened the abyss, smoke rose from it like the smoke of a gigantic furnace. The sun and the sky were darkened by the smoke from the abyss. From this deep pit emerges a dark, ominous smoke that engulfs the earth, obscuring the sun and polluting the air. As the smoke spreads, terrifying creatures are unleashed. Demonic locusts, endowed with the power to torment humanity. These locusts will not harm the earth, the trees, or the plants, but they will attack anyone who does not bear the seal of God on their foreheads. They were told not to harm the grass of the earth or any plant or tree, but only those people who did not have the seal of God on their foreheads. They were given power like that of scorpions of the earth. These creatures, under the command of Abaddon, the angel of the abyss, are permitted to torment humanity for 5 months. However, they are not allowed to kill. During this time, people will suffer so greatly that they will seek death, but death will elude them. They will be unable to find it. With the sounding of the sixth trumpet, an even more terrifying judgment is unleashed upon humanity. A voice from the golden altar before God commands the sixth angel to release 4 angels who have been bound at the great river Euphrates. These fallen angels, possessing unimaginable destructive power, are set free to fulfill a divine mission, to destroy a third of humanity. The sixth angel sounded his trumpet, and I heard a voice coming from the 4 horns of the golden altar that is before God. It said to the sixth angel who had the trumpet, "Release the 4 angels who are bound at the great river Euphrates." These angels, powerful and malevolent, are agents of destruction. Once released, they lead an army of 200 million soldiers, described as infernal horsemen riding terrifying creatures. The 4 angels who had been kept ready for this very hour and day and month and year were released to kill a third of mankind. Just when it seems that suffering and judgment have reached their peak, Revelation introduces another harrowing moment. God will send 2 prophets to serve as his witnesses during the end times, proclaiming his message and performing powerful miracles. For 1,260 days, these prophets will be divinely empowered to protect themselves from their enemies, even calling fire from heaven to destroy those who try to harm them. They have power to shut up the heavens so that it will not rain during the time they are prophesying. And they have power to turn the waters into blood and to strike the earth with every kind of plague as often as they want. At the end of their mission, however, they will be killed by a beast that ascends from the abyss, a malevolent force that will silence their testimony. Yet after 3.5 days, the prophets will rise again and ascend to heaven, demonstrating God's ultimate power over death. There are various interpretations regarding the identity of these two witnesses. Some believe they will be two specific individuals yet to appear in history. Others see them as symbolic representations of truth and faith. One of the most popular theories is that the two witnesses may be Enoch and Elijah, two figures from the Old Testament who, according to the Bible, never experienced death but were taken directly to heaven by God. Could these two witnesses be Enoch and Elijah? Or do they represent something deeper within the message of Revelation? With the sounding of the seventh trumpet, a glorious announcement resonates in heaven. Loud voices proclaim that the kingdom of the world has become the kingdom of the Lord and his Christ, who will reign forever and ever. This marks the climactic moment of God's victory over evil and the declaration of his eternal reign over all creation. The seventh angel sounded his trumpet, and there were loud voices in heaven, which said, "The kingdom of the world has become the kingdom of our Lord and of his Messiah, and he will reign forever and ever." In response to this heavenly proclamation, the 24 elders seated on their thrones before God fall on their faces in deep worship, acknowledging his absolute power and eternal sovereignty. They give thanks for his righteous judgment and the fulfillment of his divine plan. As this moment of judgment and reward unfolds, the temple of God in heaven is opened, revealing the Ark of his covenant, the sacred symbol of his divine presence and eternal promise to his people. At the same time, cosmic phenomena erupt. Flashes of lightning, peals of thunder, a powerful earthquake, and a massive hailstorm manifest the glory of God and the gravity of his judgment. With the seventh trumpet, the judgments of the seven trumpets come to a close. However, God's judgment is not yet complete. This moment transitions into the next series of events, the seven bowls of God's wrath, which will bring even greater judgment and purification to the earth. I hope you enjoyed the video and found it entertaining. Creating content like this takes a lot of time, so I'd really appreciate it if you could leave a like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you'll be alerted whenever I upload something new. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Until next time.